My body in glitter. Platform sneakers, all the boys want a picture. Foreign cars, I make rich look richer. Save your breath, baby, I'm not going home with ya.
Hi, my name is Emily Woodamara, and I'm a one and two woman from Groot Island and Bickerton Island in the Gulf of Carpentaria. I am a singer, songwriter, producer, composer, and soon-to-be author, and I now live on Lutruwita, Tawana, aka Tasmania.
My name is Dixie Crawford. I'm a Black and woman from Broken Hill in Brewarrina in far western New South Wales, and I live and work on Manawa country. I am a business owner and Aboriginal engagement consultant, and I get to work with organisations on reconciliation action plans. So my top 3 tips for overcoming self-limiting beliefs are definitely to check on the language on your self-talk, right? What are the things that you're saying to yourself? How are you saying that? What's the tone of your voice? Which sounds weird, but let's all be honest. We have internal conversations all the time with ourselves, right? So check on what you're saying to yourself and then really be consciously aware of how that self-talk is influencing your actions, right? What is it that you're doing? I think also be really mindful about the conversations that you're having with other people about money. If we are talking about self-limiting beliefs around money, check who you're having yarns with and what are the themes of those conversations, right? How do you leave those yarns? Are you feeling positive, empowered, excited, joyful, happy? Or are you walking away feeling miserable, depleted, detracted? Do you feel like your energy being zapped in terms of people talking about not having enough? Is there a deficit conversation, right? Check on that conversation and whether or not that conversation is in alignment with where it is that you want to be, but also what your internal self-talk wants to be or what you need it to be to achieve your goals. The final thing that I think is really important is to be consistent with your action, right? Because what you put in is definitely going to be what you put out. So check on the self-talk internally, the external self-talk, and then recognize how all those yarns are influencing your behavior. In terms of the action, you have to recognize that your decisions inform your behaviors. Your behaviors become your habits. Your habits can become the results that you have. So this is literally a matter of cause and effect. Is a negative cause, is a negative conversation causing you to feel like shit about money, or is a positive conversation causing you to feel happy and joyful about money? Yeah. So self-talk and action is,
it's powerful.
Yeah. What about you?
That's like extensive as, like, I think in regards to like my business, I'm self-managed now. So I look after everything, and it is really stressful, very difficult. And, not only am I looking after my business, like I'm also logistics, planning, timelines, strategizing with my label, with my publishing, just all these extra people involved. So 3 things that helped me overcome that self-limiting belief is I hired an accountant to look after my books, so I don't have to worry about my financial stuff. So that's one thing off my list where I don't have to worry about that stuff, and that's like really amazing and really powerful. The other thing, when I'm going on stage or when I'm prepped to do a gig or whatever, I have these rituals that I do before I go on stage. So whether that be a bit of qigong just to get my energy up and pumping, just to go for a little 5-minute walk by myself, have some space, have some feeling, like really feel everything, because it is nerve-wracking and it is scary, and I get nervous every time, people ask me, do you get nervous when I get sick? I get nervous. Like, wouldn't you? Like, I'm pretty sure anyone would. But it's about harnessing those nerves and really
redirecting that energy.
Redirecting the energy, yeah, and preserving energy too, because you give so much when you're on stage. You give so much to your listeners. You give so much to your following, to your fans, to social media, that you really do have to keep some for yourself. And that's not selfish at all. That's actually really amazing and powerful and very healthy.
Enjoying and embracing the experiences because they come and go so quickly.
Yeah.
To me, we're down here on beautiful, in this beautiful country down here.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing place to be, but I am soaking this all in and like living in the moment. And I think that we are in a rush all the time to live life.
Yep.
So we don't ever get to experience.
We don't. And that's my last point is My father used to always say this to me. So my dad is a Filipino Chinese man. He grew up in the provinces in Philippines, so grew up in extreme poverty. And he really instilled this belief in my like from a young age to remember to make a life while making a living.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Salamat ko.
Yeah, that's the one. I like that. There's no point working towards living towards a life that you don't really want to live.
Yeah, you need to experience things. You need to feel things. You also need to connect. You know, like when I'm on tour, I try to plan my tours so that I'm in country to meet mob there, to connect with mob, but also to ground myself because I can't get on stage straight off a flight. You know, that's stressful. Like, we've got to be realistic with what our body needs, with what our mental health needs. Like, not a lot of the conversation around mental health is had in the industry.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge advocate for that. And I talk about it a lot because I wish that we were having these conversations before I got in the industry, because this industry has brought on so much anxiety, so much depression throughout my career, and learning how to navigate that, but also not being ashamed of that is actually really powerful. And being able to talk about that gives others permission to speak about their experiences and their what they've went through. And I think that having people in a space where you just listen really means so much.
Yeah, and you know, I think that there is so much love and kindness that sits in conversations when we can be so raw and vulnerable about what it is that we're going through. I don't have to, you know, you don't have to be able to relate to me. You don't have to have a similar experience to me. But if you can turn up in a yarn with me where I feel like the world is, you know, on my shoulders, and then I'm failing, and then I'm making mistakes left, right and center, and that, you know, because I do that every, you know, weekly. I'll have a good cry to myself, you know, at home, in my office, and I think the world's going to end because I'm doing something wrong. But it's actually really nice, and it's such an important element of self-care, is to share the load in a conversation. I think that as much as you are there for other people, it's also important that you find people to be there for you.
You need that reciprocation for sure.
Yeah, you need that love. We all need that love.
Yes. We all deserve to be in a safe space, you know, when making these decisions. Like, you know, there are so many things that limit us, but at the end of the day, it's our own limitations mentally that keep us down. It's like if we keep listening to what other people say about us, then where's that going to get us in the end? Like, where are we going?
With so much perception.
Yeah.
Foreign cars, I make rich look